It's Nolan. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back for another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music and entertainment breakdowns and commentary. We're about to get into Miss Amanda Seales. All right. Now, as y'all can see here on the thumbnail, Amanda Seales came out and she let it be known that she believes that she's been blacklisted from black events, right? And this comes on the heels of the NAACP Image Awards, which took place over the weekend. I did not even know that it was happening over the weekend. My lady just happened to stumble upon it. We ended up watching it. Didn't see the whole thing, or at least I didn't. She saw the majority of it. But we did not know that this was a thing on BET. I don't know what's going on, but I don't be knowing when NAACP shit be on. I don't be knowing when the Soul Train Awards coming on. Barely be knowing when the goddamn BET or BET Hip Hop Awards is going on. And somebody got to clue me in on what the hell happened. All right? Is the promo lacking? Is the promo slacking? Is the money not is the money not allotted and slotted for this type of stuff, man? What's going on? Okay? Somebody got to tell me. But anyway, it don't matter for Amanda Seales because she's not invited to none of this shit, unfortunately. Now, she comes out and she says that, matter of fact, let me just go ahead and play it. Let's just play what she had to say. Let me not even try to interpret it when we could get it straight from the source. All right?
I just want to say something. If it wasn't for y'all, I would really think that I ain't doing shit. Because the industry I'm in does not recognize me. And to be clear, I'm speaking about the black spaces in the industry I'm in. Because y'all know I don't give two damns about any of these other spaces. But the black spaces is what I'm referring to. Which is largely in part why I realized like I need to shift out of this industry. You know, like I don't get invited to Essence Women in Hollywood. I've never been invited to the NAACP Image Awards. I've been nominated for an Image Award. Never been invited to the NAACP Image Awards. Never been honored at Black Girls Rock. Like, I've hosted these events. You know what I'm saying? I literally hosted the BET Awards in 2020 in my house, and I was not invited to the BET Awards since. So I just want to thank y'all for always reminding me that I really am valuable because the game and the industry that I've been in has never let me know. I just want to.
All right. So that is Amanda Seales' account. We're not going to discount her account because she's the one that lived this experience. And overall, it seems that Amanda Seales has, by and large, been removed, erased, and taken away from the black spaces in entertainment. Seems that people have distanced themselves from her. She's got the do not answer tag when she sends out the phone calls. You know what I mean? Now, when I hear her talk about this, and I've seen that she's put out a lot of controversial takes. I see that she talks at length on social issues. Sometimes she says the loud part, you know, that people don't want to say. Or she says the thing out loud that people don't want to say. A lot of times she's willing to critique those that would rather not be critiqued. She's willing to take the stands when others would like to sit. And unfortunately, that is kind of what happens when you take that stance. Full disclosure, me doing Inside the Industry with J Nolan. I understand that me sitting here talking to y'all about people's music, you know, I'm not always going to filter my opinion when I talk to y'all about things that happen in the industry, such as yesterday when we talked about Priority AP calling out QC for not paying her for 5 years. When I talk about Diddy and his allegations, when I talk about different people in the industry and what they have going on, whether they're not paying people, whether they're sexually harassing people, all of these things. And I don't go out and, you know, say that they for sure did it. I try to use the word allegedly as much as I can. But I understand that when I say certain things about certain people, it puts me at risk for certain things. Some people might see me in public and be like, put your fucking dukes up. Hopefully that never happens, because I don't want to have to get into a situation where it's them or me, because you just never know. You know what I mean? A lot of times you might think you that nigga, you might go and whoop somebody's ass. They might get the best of you. You know what I mean? That's why I don't come out here on no tough guy shit. Then there's also the people that are willing to work behind the scenes to say, we not fucking with this nigga. Put a cloak and dagger on your ass and try to act like they don't see you. Right? So there's that piece of it as well. Because I know niggas in the industry watch this channel. I see the subscriptions. You know what I mean? I see some of the folks that be low key on here. I've seen people that work in the industry, people that have worked with artists that I used to idolize in the industry that follow me on Instagram. And I'm like, nigga, you must have been on YouTube. You had to be, because I see the connection. So I see these folks. I don't see them posting me. I don't see them in the comments saluting me. I don't see them in my inbox saying nothing, but I see them around, right? So I understand that when I speak on certain issues, there's some people that aren't always going to be supportive. There's people that are not always going to be understanding of the seat that I sit in, because I'm also an artist, right? And the easy way to shut down a nigga such as myself, who's trying to get into the industry as an artist, or that they would think is trying to get into the industry as an artist, they're going to be like, don't be so quick to fuck with this guy. Okay? Now, am I worried about that? No, not really. I feel like I'm respectful to everyone, even if I don't disagree with their opinions, even if I disagree with their opinions, even if I disagree with their politics, even if I disagree with their actions, even if I disagree with anything, right? But people in entertainment are very sensitive about their ish. I know I'm sensitive about my craft, but if you try to joke on me, you say I'm whack, you say some dumb shit, I don't believe that shit, because I know. I've been doing this shit long enough. I'll wrap circles around any motherfucker you put in the ring. So it's not a big deal. I've still gained a lot of accolades. I've done a lot of stuff. I've made a decent amount of money that some people can't even make, and they're signed off music. So I ain't really tripping, right? But for Amanda Seales, she's in a position where she's been in the industry for a very long time. She came out as a poet. She was Amanda Diva. I remember seeing her on TV back in fucking 2003, 2004. I think she played on My Brother and Me back in the days, if I'm not mistaken. So she was around even back then on some Nicktoons era type shit. You know what I mean? So this is somebody who's been in the entertainment industry all her life. And now that she's in her full adulthood, you know, she's accomplished a lot, but she's not feeling the love. She's not feeling like she's being supported. And because she takes those social stances, because she tries to fight for equality, fight for justice and things of that nature, not everybody is going to be standing behind you. You isolate yourself from the pack by being the one willing to separate yourself from the pack. And I think that's what she's suffering from. Not only that, you know, but she's also had some very public blow-ups, some very public embarrassments. And she's not always apologetic for some of those blow-ups and embarrassments. Sometimes she won't withhold names. Sometimes she won't withhold situations that would probably remain better unsaid. And when you do that, you sour your relationship with the industry, not just with the whites, but with your own. Which is why I say fuck the culture. You know what I mean? Because the culture is not the culture. The culture is a figment of our imagination. We talk about it. It sounds nice to us. But in real time, it don't really be nice to us. You get what I'm saying? But let's just take a foray into some of those public blow-ups that Amanda Seales has been involved in to try to understand why it is that some of these people in the black bourgeois, which is who you're really having to deal with as far as not being invited, not being put into the social settings that you might be desiring, that's who's restricting you, right? So in 2021, I believe it was, she was considering leaving acting after getting kicked out of the infamous Emmy party that we all heard about with her castmates from Insecure. The rest of the castmates didn't get kicked out. She got kicked out. Okay? So, in this old article here, we see, despite all the sisterhood on display on Issa Rae's hit in HBO series Insecure, actress Amanda Seales was so turned off by the behind-the-scenes drama she almost stopped acting for good. Seales, who plays Tiffany Dubois, recently on Jamel Hill Unbothered podcast, where she says she was ready to leave the entertainment industry after being snubbed by her own co-stars. And for the most part, I kind of liked Tiffany Dubois, her character on Insecure, but after a while, it did seem like her character had run its course. The chemistry had run its course as well. So she says, being kicked out of an Emmy party for no effing reason. That was one of the things that was kind of like a pinnacle point when it was just like, if this is what it's about to be in the mix of this, I don't want to be in the mix of this. This is corny, right? And sometimes when we look at things and say you were kicked out or removed or not allowed clearance and entrance into something for no reason, there's a reason. Whether it be unbeknownst to you or very well known by you and you just don't want to say it, there's a reason. Okay? So, actually, this was not 2021. This is 2019. Back in 2019, Seales revealed 4 security guards and a white woman named Kiara, which is white woman named Kiara, ain't that about it? Escorted her out of an Emmy soiree. She says, for the record, I am being denied entrance to the Black People's Emmy party. And it's a white woman telling me I can't go in. I just want to put this on record that I'm literally being told you cannot get entrance into a party that Jesse Williams invited me to. That is the only Black event for the Emmy weekend because a white woman is telling me I can't get in, but I'm fine. Okay. Later in the video, she called out a hater who requested that she be denied entrance into the Celebrate the Culture 2 party. Celebrate the culture. A lot of these motherfuckers out here, when they want to do some black shit, they talking about the culture. Fuck the culture. So she says some hater bitch or some hater nigga put the battery in her back. When we do that shit and we empower shit like that, it just really shows how powerless we really are to our ego and to pettiness. And I really just feel sorry for those folks because they think they really doing something. And you're not, because I still look bomb as shit, even though I was standing on the street corner. Whew. Standing on the street corner looking bomb as shit. They might have thought you was out there for a different reason, but we will go forward. Okay? In the weeks after the snub, Miss Amanda Seales revealed on her podcast that it was actually Issa Rae's publicist who was responsible for her being denied entry. Okay? So she says, it was a final straw. And if you're in this town, it's a very small town. Black Hollywood is a very small enclave of people. And so it was like a moment in time where I just realized what I had imagined I was walking into was actually the opposite. And that was a very jarring thing for me to kind of really grasp. Okay? Now, when Insecure was in its final season, the finale went off air, all that good stuff, fans noticed that Miss Amanda Seales had refrained from posting any group photos with her co-stars promoting the show. The only post on her post on her page about the show highlighted her husband on the show, Wade Elaine Marcus. So she showed herself with him in multiple slides, but no one else, not Issa, and not the rest of the cast. Well, they tried to build a story around that. She did kind of put them in the cast a little bit, but she ain't really speak on them like that. So she says that she's moved on from said experience. Instead of walking away on my newfound unbotheredness, I found a second wind, like a new strength to say, nah, those other things were just the surface and you love them, but this is my purpose. So there's that. Right? Got kicked out. We don't know how she offended Issa Rae and her publicist, but I'm guessing for the publicist to say, F you, you got under Issa's skin. Now, we don't know how, why, what transpired, And Issa Rae seems to be like a very nice woman, very giving, loving person, very generous, very forthcoming. So I don't know what you did, but you did it. Okay. Not only that, but she also was let go from the Real, right? She was named in 2019 as a permanent host on the show, and within 6 months, it was Arrivederci. This is not a video to criticize Amanda Seales, by the way, but we're just looking at why some people may not like her, because she publicly not only has the audacity to go against people, but she has the audacity to publicly speak about said instances, and that ruffles people's feathers, which means they probably not going to reach into their bird ass pockets to pay you if you ruffling their feathers. And they damn sure ain't going to give you a slice of their chicken. Okay? So here we are with this article. Amanda Seales on her infamous exit. Okay? So she spoke about how she was facing censorship issues, and she was very open about the show's toxic culture behind the scenes. After serving as a guest host several times on the show, Seales was announced as a permanent co-host in 2019. Her hiring was met with mixed reactions, and she announced her exit via Instagram interview after just 6 months on the job. When The Real went off the air, she was not even mentioned at all for her role on the show. She says, I think they had a really toxic work environment that I wasn't willing to accept. At that point, the women of The Real had come to accept it largely because they had been there from the beginning. So it's a different relationship that they had to that show. I'm coming in fresh off the street like, y'all doing what? Oh no, I'm not doing that. So she's a natural dissenter, right? She likes to push the boundaries. And again, that makes people uncomfortable. And it also makes them not want to be around you, even if you're in the right. Let's be clear about that part. So they said they would be like, we didn't even know we could say no. One time they were like, we're going to take your lunch and have you getting prepped during lunch. She said, no. Can I have my 30 minutes? We've been up since 4:30 a.m. Can I at least have my 30 minutes to eat soup without being asked about Justin Bieber's mustache? You start to accept that and you make the adjustments yourself, because a lot of times it's easier to just make the adjustment yourself than to try and buck the system. So she says that they assimilated while she would not. Okay. In retrospect, Seales says her gig on The Real was never going to work out. Okay. You start to realize what you were told is not what it is. And that's just it. I thought I was being brought in there to elevate conversations. I was told they wanted to have more conversations about stuff going on in the zygotes and the social justice, etc. Then I learned that it wasn't really why I was brought in there. That was a portion. Still, I was really brought in there to kind of be a villain, because the women on that show had basically started not having opinions on things because they didn't really want to deal with the internet response, and they wanted to keep things chill. Also, they'd been there for so long that they always knew what each other was going to say, so they brought me in there to shake the table, right? So in simplest terms, everybody else that was on that show pretty much had a preformed opinion. If the conversation or the topic got a little too heavy, they was too bitch made to take a real stance on it. So it's like, let her do that, because she known for that any goddamn way. She could take the bullets because her chest is made of bulletproof. Okay? So they like, it's kind of like what Jess Hilarious is going through on The Breakfast Club right now. Charlamagne doesn't really want to take any real stances. DJ Envy don't even really talk outside of introducing the show and playing music. Jess Hilarious is the one with Jess with the Mess, which is basically taking some of Angela Yee's old responsibility, talking about the things going on in viral America and just going on in the world. So she's taking a lot of the bullets. Just what happens, you know what I'm saying? Some people are built for it, some people are not. So this is just a microcosm of what Amanda Seales is facing in Hollywood, facing in the industry, and why she's not necessarily welcome in some of these spaces. She says she doesn't care about the white spaces, but she thought that she would at least be embraced by black people, and that is not the case, right? She said she hosted the BET Awards from home in 2020 when it was virtual, and she hasn't been invited since. It's been 3 years, 3 different shows. I mean, 6 different shows when you put the hip hop awards in that motherfucker. And Amanda used to be a hip hop artist. She was a poet and rapper. And she still, to this day, gets no love. Let me know down below in the comments why it is that you think that this has been the fate from Miss Amanda. We've gone over a few reasons of my estimation. I didn't want to go through her entire history in the industry. Just wanted to pinpoint a couple of things. But let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates. Become an insider. And I will see y'all on the next one. Much love and respect. I'm going to take y'all out with Let's Get It. And I will see y'all a little bit later. Okay? Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.